Hola amigos, bienvenidos a un nuevo programa de El Mundo.
Hello and welcome to our show El Mundo, the World. And as always, with us is Dr. Michael Leitman. And today we're going to talk about the wave of Israelis and Jews that are coming to Israel. Dr. Leitman, hello. Hello. And it's not called the Promised Land for nothing, that people are returning to it. This is exactly what we wanted to talk about. The Jewish people, historically, they're connected to the land, to Israel. They came back after the Egyptian exile, and now after 2,000 years, after being dispersed in the diaspora, they came back and established a country, a state, and there were always immigrants coming to Israel. And the Ministry of Absorption predicts that as a result of the coronavirus in the upcoming 18 months, about 90,000 immigrants are going to come to Israel. And there's an excerpt from Ezekiel that says, Ezekiel 34, as a shepherd looks after his scattered flock when he is with them, so will I look after my sheep. I will rescue them from all the places where they were scattered on a day of clouds and darkness. And also I will bring them out from the nations and gather them from the countries, and I will bring them into their own land. Dr. Leitman, is this prophecy coming true? I see that in every period, people are returning to Israel, to the land of Israel. And this is something that we didn't think that will happen, but we see that this is how it is. Also, throughout the exile of 2,000 years and after the exile, and that started about 100 years ago, suppose. And today even more, people that leave this place and didn't think that they will ever come back, suddenly they start thinking that it's better to come back, that this is the safest, calmest place, especially that now it's hard to make a living abroad and raise your children and everything. People are starting to see that here there are such conditions that do not exist in any other place. That if you have your own country, then it's yours. And so I think that really, as much as we're discontent with the land of Israel, the state of Israel, but we have no other place, eventually everyone will come back. Why is there no other place? Because the more we advance toward the general correction, the less Jews are suited for it, and therefore the hatred from the nations of the world will grow naturally. That this is how it's rooted in the plan of nature in order to forcefully bring them back to the land of Israel. Therefore, we will see more and more waves of immigration to Israel. About this excerpt about coming back to the land of Israel, is it the Creator doing this? And as if it's a kind of savior, it's not that He leaves them any choice about coming or not coming back. Eventually, they're brought back here. Is it so? Yeah, it's not up to them. Of course, it's all done from above, on part of the plan of nature, that all the Jews have to be brought to the land of Israel. Well, I don't know if all, but especially that over these thousands of years, many have assimilated, and you have Jews everywhere. Wherever you land, on this round planet, you can find Jews everywhere. It's as if there are billions of Jews around the world. There's this kind of impression that's left. What is the spiritual meaning of the return of the Jews of the diaspora to their homeland? I think that it's finally good that they understand that they're coming back, that they have no choice, that this is where they have to live and really build for themselves a safe place here, their own place that will not belong to anyone else. And therefore, if previously the safest, best, nicest place was the United States, then today, no more for sure. But to the contrary, you can say that it's the last place according to the feeling of safety, your ability to develop, and so on. And therefore, Jews don't have that much where to run to go. Either they lose their identity and they travel to some deserted place, so no one will know that they're Jewish, and that's also hard. Or they come back, one of the two. The fact that Israel is the safest place for the Jewish people, we talk about this on the corporeal level, and really it's rational because of anti-Semitism abroad and so on. But what meaning does it spiritually have? What's the plan? What's the function of their returnal? What is its role? Our role in returning to the land of Israel is to realize our destiny. In order for us to connect together, come together, and show humanity that it is possible that even Jews that are every time in such mutual resistance and collision, even they can reach a state where they come together, and by connecting, they can bring a tremendous force that connects everyone, that connects all people. And finally, all of humanity will reach a state where they will be as one man and one heart, all of us together. And by that, the world will unfold into a good and nice state. Why is it inevitable to do this work, or why is it so essential, necessary to do the work in that realm? Why not do it in the diaspora? No, so it says in Isaiah's prophecy and in all of our books in general, that at the end of days, we have to come back to the land of Israel in order to build a country here and a nation and set an example for all of humanity. And from here to tell everyone, to inform everyone that the time for the connection of all nations above hatred has come, for all of us to reach a state where we will truly become as one man and one heart, as one nation, that by this we will drive away all the hatred from between the nations, and the world will already take on a new form, a new shape. There are different currents, different Orthodox currents that relate the returner to the land of Israel with the coming of the Messiah, and you mentioned that according to the wisdom of Kabbalah, Messiah is a spiritual force. Messiah from the word to pull, a pulling force that pulls to spirituality. Is this wave of immigration a sign for it? Of course, for sure. And Kabbalists write about this too, not only me, who am I, but the great Kabbalists, the last Kabbalists of the 20th century, Bala Sulam, Rav Kook, Rabash, All of them wrote about this, talked about it, that we are in the days of the Messiah, and that we actually, by our connection, have to bring ourselves to a state where we will become an example for all of mankind, and that the entire world will connect. And by that, we will not only reveal our world, but also what we call the next world, a higher degree of our connection that will live as brothers, all of us. What is the uniqueness of the land of Israel that will bring to this massive spiritual awakening to all of mankind? The awakening has to come because in our world has a certain period of time during which it has to advance, showing that the human ego is only bringing us to destruction and that we have no other choice but to be connected together, arranged like, suppose, cells in a single body. This is how we're supposed to connect between us. And therefore now the time has come where all of reality, just like once in the past, it all bursted out from one point and fulfilled the entire universe. Now eventually it's supposed to connect back into a round system. And first and foremost, this begins with our world, with our planet, and the nations in which, first and foremost, the nation of Israel has to show an example. The question is more about the geographical, physical place. Why is it so important, this territory? The geographical place of the land of Israel, why is it so special? What's so unique about it in terms of its spiritual development? It's according to the compatibility of root and branch. By root and branch, the land of Israel is also in the center of the world, and all the other countries, they're examined, measured according to their attitude to the land of Israel, and on the levels of the still, vegetative, animate, speaking on all levels, because this is how it started cascading from above down. There's another phenomenon besides the return of the Jews of the diaspora to the land of Israel. Israelis are starting to come back from all over the world. Almost 700 Israelis already came back in the past few months due to the pandemic, and these are people that left the country 15 and 20 years ago. What does it mean? Well, this is something that I'm familiar with. I'm in touch with many people that especially live in the United States, but also in Europe, that they see that there's no future there. Neither for them, and surely not for their children, and they don't want to leave for their children this state unresolved, that they'll have no choice, that they'll grow up in foreign countries, and then what will they have? And therefore what follows is that, we see and will see dozens and dozens of thousands of people that will come here and will join us, will return to us, and even though that they ran away and left, but they'll have no choice, they will return. I'm sure of it. That over time, sooner or later, everyone will return. Everyone? Everyone, I think so. Well, everyone, plus minus 1,000 people. We're not going to count that, but yeah, actually. Like you can say that in the United States, there are about 10, 12 million Jews, doesn't matter what they say, but the way it seems to me, around 12 million Jews you have in the United States. So I think that this is the amount that is supposed to more or less return from Russia too. There you have also no less than that. Jews, when they become revealed, suddenly reveal them everywhere and in quantities. They know how to hide, and if they have no choice, then they have to become revealed. Israelis that are returning, do they have some kind of a special role in this process of returning to spirituality? They'll have to come back and to integrate with the people of Israel that are living here. And let's really hope that they will understand the form that the nation of Israel has to receive and that they will connect to it. Because all in all, they came from the exile. And just like the people of Israel came from the Egyptian exile, that things weren't bad at all in Egypt, but only because the Creator arranged suffering, serious suffering for them at the end, these 10 plagues. With their help, they had to come out. Same thing here. Because the Creator has arranged blows for them in all of these countries like the United States, England, France, and so on, they will have to leave these countries and come here. And just like back then, they came to the land of Canaan, to Israel, and built the land of Israel, we really hope that they will come and will help, and we will help them to build the land of Israel, that it will be even better, prettier, even more than it is now, inhabited. Some kind of idea, your thoughts to summarize our show? I think that for them it's better not to wait. I'm recommending them to come here as quickly as possible, and let's together build an example for the new humanity. Amen. Thank you very much, Dr. Leitman. Thank you.